Craving chocolate? This is what your body is really asking for. 2025 Nutrition Secrets. What if your strongest food cravings weren't about weakness or lack of willpower, but instead secret messages from your body? That sudden urge for chocolate, the pull towards salty chips, or the comfort of bread and pasta may actually be signs of nutritional gaps, emotional needs, or even hidden health issues. In 2025, cravings are not random. They are your body's way of speaking to you, and when you finally learn to listen, you'll unlock better energy, mood, and long-term health. Most people respond to cravings with guilt. You want sugar, you give in, and then you feel like you failed. But cravings are not enemies, they're signals. And when you decode them, you stop fighting yourself and start nourishing your body in ways that bring real balance. Let's explore the hidden meaning behind the most common cravings and how to satisfy them in a healthier, more powerful way. Chocolate. The magnesium message. If chocolate feels absolutely irresistible, it's not just a sweet tooth problem, it's your body speaking to you. Many people assume the craving comes from sugar, but in most cases, it's a deeper signal, a need for magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in the human body. It plays a role in over 300 biochemical reactions, including muscle relaxation, nerve function, energy production, and even blood sugar control. It also directly impacts mood, because magnesium helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone, and support serotonin production, which explains why chocolate feels like instant comfort when you're overwhelmed. Here's the stress, poor sleep, and diets heavy in processed foods all deplete magnesium. That means the more pressure you're under, the more your body quietly runs low on this vital mineral. And instead of clearly asking for spinach or pumpkin seeds, your brain points you toward chocolate, because cocoa naturally contains magnesium. Unfortunately, most chocolate on the shelves, like candy bars and milk chocolate, is loaded with refined sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives. These satisfy the craving temporarily but can leave you feeling worse in the long run. Healthy way to satisfy it. Choose dark chocolate with 70% or more cocoa, which delivers magnesium along with antioxidants called flavonoids that support heart health. Add magnesium-rich foods into your daily. Almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, spinach, kale, and avocados are excellent choices. For an extra boost, legumes like black beans and lentils are also magnesium powerhouses. By responding this way, you're not just calming a craving, you're correcting the underlying deficiency. Over time, this reduces how often chocolate calls your name, and it supports better mood stability, reduced stress, and stronger overall health. 2. Sugar cravings, energy swings and blood sugar spikes. When that sudden urge for cookies, cake, or soda hits, it's usually not just about a sweet tooth. More often, it's your body responding to unstable blood sugar. Here's how it works. When you eat refined carbs or sugary foods, your blood glucose spikes rapidly. That gives you a quick burst of energy and even a temporary mood lift. But just as quickly, your insulin levels surge to bring that sugar back down, leading to a sudden crash. And once you crash, your body starts screaming for another hit, which traps you in a cycle of craving, indulging, and crashing again. Sugar cravings can also be linked to stress and poor sleep. When you're tired or anxious, your brain craves fast fuel, and sugar is the quickest way to get it. That's why people often reach for candy bars in the afternoon slump or late at night. It feels like the fastest path to relief. Healthy way to satisfy it. Instead of grabbing candy or soda, give your body sweetness paired with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. This slows digestion, keeps your blood sugar steady, and prevents the crash that fuels the next craving. For example, apple slices with almond butter provide natural sugar, protein, and healthy fats. Greek yogurt with berries delivers sweetness, probiotics, and protein. A small handful of trail mix with dried fruit and nuts offers both quick energy and staying power. By balancing natural sugars with other nutrients, you still get to enjoy sweetness, but in a way that fuels your body instead of draining it. Over time, this approach retrains your taste buds, reduces dependence on refined sugar, and helps stabilize your energy throughout the day. 3. Salty cravings, hydration and mineral balance. When chips, pretzels, or salty snacks call your name, it's easy to think it's just a habit or a taste preference. But often, salty cravings are your body's way of signaling a deeper need. One of the most common reasons is dehydration. When your body doesn't have enough fluid, it tries to hold on to sodium to keep water in balance, which can trigger that urge for something salty. Another key factor is electrolytes. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride all work together to maintain proper fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contractions. If you've been sweating a lot from exercise, working outdoors in the heat, or even experiencing stress, your body loses these minerals more quickly. That's why stressful days can leave you reaching for chips or salted snacks. They temporarily replace what's missing, but in the least healthy way. There's also an adrenal connection. The adrenal glands, which help regulate stress hormones, also influence sodium balance in the body. When you're under chronic stress, your adrenal glands may need more support, and salty cravings can be one of the signals. Healthy way to satisfy it: instead of processed chips or pretzels loaded with unhealthy oils, restore your body's balance the natural way. Replenish electrolytes with coconut water, bananas, avocados, or leafy greens. Lightly salted nuts are another great choice. They provide both healthy fats and trace minerals. And of course, don't forget the simplest and most effective: drink enough water throughout the day. Often, just rehydrating can reduce those overwhelming salty cravings almost instantly. Or, crunchy cravings, stress and emotional relief. That irresistible pull towards something crunchy often appears during moments of high stress, frustration, or nervous energy. Unlike sugar or salt cravings, this urge isn't always about nutrition. It's about emotional release. The act of chewing something hard and crunchy gives your jaw muscles a workout, which actually helps relieve built-up tension in the body. Psychologists also suggest that crunching is a form of oral stress relief, almost like the adult version of squeezing a stress ball. This is why chips, crackers, or pretzels can feel so comforting after a long day. They're not just giving you flavor, they're giving you an outlet. Unfortunately, processed crunchy foods usually come loaded with excess salt, unhealthy oils, and preservatives that add up over time, especially harmful for heart health and blood pressure in people over 50. Healthy way to satisfy it: instead of reaching for a bag of chips, try raw vegetables such as carrots, celery sticks, bell peppers, or cucumber slices. These give you the same satisfying crunch, but with added vitamins, minerals, and fiber that support digestion and satiety. Air-popped popcorn is another excellent option. It's light, crunchy, and can be seasoned with herbs or nutritional yeast instead of heavy salt or butter. Even roasted chickpeas or lightly toasted nuts can provide a satisfying crunch while delivering protein and healthy fats. By making this simple switch, you still get the stress relief your body is asking for, but you also nourish yourself with foods that fuel long-term health instead of draining it. Bread and pasta comfort and serotonin. When you find yourself craving bread, pasta, or pastries, it's often more than just a preference for taste. It's connected to how carbohydrates affect your brain chemistry. Carbs increase the release of serotonin, the neurotransmitter often called the feel-good chemical. That's why these foods feel so comforting, especially during stressful or emotional times. For many people, reaching for a warm slice of bread or a bowl of pasta is less about hunger and more about seeking calm, relaxation, or even emotional relief. But there's a catch: refined carbs, like white bread, white pasta, and pastries, spike your blood sugar quickly and then cause it to crash. This roller coaster leaves you feeling tired, irritable, and often craving even more carbs to bring your energy back up. Over time, this cycle can lead to weight gain, mood swings, and an increased risk of insulin resistance. Healthy way to satisfy it: the key is not to avoid carbs completely, but to choose the right ones. Complex carbohydrates digest more slowly, keeping your blood sugar steady and supporting serotonin production in a balanced way. Instead of white bread or pasta, reach for oats, quinoa, brown rice, barley, or sweet potatoes. These provide steady fuel for your brain and body while still delivering the calming, satisfying effect you're craving. You can also pair complex carbs with protein and healthy fats, like quinoa with grilled chicken and avocado, or oatmeal topped with nuts and berries. This combination further stabilizes blood sugar, boosts satiety, and gives your body exactly what it needs without the crash. By making this simple shift, you'll still enjoy the comfort that bread and pasta bring, but you'll also protect your energy, mood, and long-term health. Dairy cravings, calcium, vitamin D, and emotional comfort. If you find yourself constantly craving cheese, ice cream, or a cold glass of milk, your body might be sending two very different, one physical, and one emotional. On the physical side, dairy cravings are often linked to a need for calcium and sometimes vitamin D. Calcium plays a vital role in bone strength, nerve signaling, and muscle function, while vitamin D helps your body absorb and use calcium effectively. For adults over 50, These nutrients are especially important to prevent osteoporosis and maintain bone health. A strong pull toward dairy could mean your body is reminding you to support your skeletal system. On the emotional side, dairy cravings can also stem from comfort seeking. Many people grew up associating dairy with nurturing and warmth, like a glass of milk before bed or ice cream after a tough day. These emotional memories can make dairy feel like a soothing reward, even when your body doesn't physically need it. Healthy way to satisfy it: instead of overloading on cheese, milkshakes, or processed ice cream, try incorporating calcium-rich alternatives that still meet your body's needs without the excess saturated fats and added sugars. Leafy greens like kale, collard greens, and bok choy are excellent sources of calcium. Almonds and sesame seeds provide both calcium and healthy fats. Sardines and salmon with bones are not only calcium-rich but also packed with vitamin D and omega-3s, making them a powerful choice for bone and heart health. Fortified plant-based milks, such as almond, soy, or oat milk, can also provide both calcium and vitamin D, often in amounts comparable to cow's milk. And if it's the emotional comfort you're craving, consider finding new rituals that bring you the same warmth without leaning too heavily on dairy. Herbal teas, a small serving of dark chocolate, or a nourishing smoothie made with fortified plant milk can provide both comfort and nutrition. This way, you honor both the physical and emotional side of your craving in a healthier, more balanced way. Coffee cravings, fatigue, dopamine, and the energy trap. For many people, the day doesn't officially begin until that first cup of coffee. And while 1 or 2 cups can be perfectly fine, needing multiple cups just to stay awake is usually a sign that something deeper is going on. Coffee cravings are less about true caffeine addiction and more about your body's struggle with low energy, poor sleep quality, or even low dopamine levels. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, a chemical that makes you feel sleepy. At the same time, it gives you a temporary boost of dopamine, the motivation neurotransmitter. That's why coffee makes you feel more alert and focused. But here's the more you rely on caffeine, the more your body adapts, and the less effective it becomes over time. This leads to a vicious cycle. Fatigue drives cravings for more coffee, which disrupts sleep even further, creating an endless loop of exhaustion. Healthy ways to satisfy it. If you love the ritual of coffee, the warmth of the cup in your hands, the aroma in the morning, try replacing one of your cups with green tea or matcha. Both deliver a gentler form of caffeine, along with L-theanine, which smooths out energy without the jitters and provides powerful antioxidants. Focus on restoring your natural energy at its roots. Prioritize consistent, high-quality sleep by creating a bedtime routine and limiting late-night screen time. Keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day with balanced meals that include protein, healthy fats, and fiber. This prevents the sudden crashes that often trigger a need for coffee. Dehydration alone can make you feel sluggish and foggy, tricking your body into thinking it needs caffeine. And don't forget natural energy boosters like exercise, sunlight exposure, and deep breathing, all of which can improve oxygen flow and increase dopamine naturally. When you address the root causes of fatigue, sleep, nutrition, hydration, and stress, you may find that you no longer crave coffee in excess. Instead, you can enjoy it as a mindful ritual, not as a lifeline for survival. Red meat cravings, iron and protein needs. When you find yourself craving steak, burgers, or even hearty meat dishes, it's often your body's way of signaling that it needs more iron and high-quality protein. Iron plays a vital role in producing hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout your body. Without enough iron, oxygen transport becomes less efficient, leaving you fatigued, lightheaded, or even short of breath. This is why intense red meat cravings are common in people who may be experiencing low iron levels or early signs of anemia. Protein is another factor. Red meat is rich in amino acids, the building blocks your body uses to repair tissues, build muscle, and support immune function. If your diet has been low in protein for a while, your body may push you toward red meat as a quick fix. Healthy way to satisfy it. While an occasional lean steak can be a good source of iron and protein, processed meats like bacon, sausage, and hot dogs are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats that increase long-term health risks. Instead, focus on healthier options such as lean cuts of beef, skinless chicken, turkey, or fish like salmon and tuna. For those who prefer plant-based choices, beans, lentils, quinoa, tofu, and dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are excellent alternatives. To maximize absorption of plant-based iron, called non-heme iron, pair these foods with vitamin C-rich options such as oranges, strawberries, bell peppers, or tomatoes. This combination dramatically increases how much iron your body actually takes in. By responding to your craving in this balanced way, you not only fuel your body with the nutrients it's asking for but also protect your long-term health. 9. Spicy food cravings, endorphins, circulation, and energy. For many people, spicy food cravings aren't just about taste, they're about sensation. The compound responsible for heat in chili peppers, called capsaicin, has powerful effects on the body. When you eat something spicy, capsaicin stimulates your nerve endings, which the brain interprets as mild pain. In response, your brain releases endorphins, the body's natural, feel-good chemicals. This is why eating hot salsa, chili, or curry can feel strangely addictive. It creates a natural high and even reduces stress temporarily. Spicy cravings are also linked to circulation and metabolism. Capsaicin increases blood flow and may slightly raise metabolic rate, giving you a warm, energized feeling. For people who feel sluggish or cold, spicy foods can act as a natural pick-me-up. Some researchers also suggest that people who crave spice may subconsciously seek foods that boost immunity, since spicy ingredients often contain anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. The good news is that most spicy cravings can be met in a healthy way. Fresh chili peppers, cayenne, turmeric, ginger, and black pepper all add flavor while delivering health benefits. Just be mindful of the form. Avoid heavily processed spicy snacks like hot chips or wings smothered in sugary sauces. Instead, spice up your soups, stir-fries, or roasted vegetables with natural seasonings. If you enjoy hot sauce, choose versions without added sugars, artificial colors, or excessive sodium. By leaning into clean, whole food sources of spice, you get the energizing, circulation-boosting, mood-lifting benefits, without the unhealthy extras that often sneak into processed spicy foods. Ice cravings, iron deficiency and anemia warning. Craving ice might seem like just a quirky habit, but in the world of nutrition, it's a red flag. This condition, called pagophagia, is actually a form of pica, an unusual craving for non-food substances. In many cases, it's strongly associated with iron deficiency anemia, a condition where your body doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen efficiently. When iron levels drop, oxygen delivery to tissues decreases. This leaves you feeling fatigued, weak, and sometimes even short of breath. Oddly enough, many people with low iron find themselves drawn to chewing ice. Researchers believe this may happen because ice stimulates blood flow to the brain, giving a temporary feeling of alertness that counteracts the fatigue of anemia. Why it matters? Constantly chewing ice isn't just about your teeth. It's your body trying to flag an urgent need. Ignoring it may allow anemia to progress, leading to dizziness, brittle nails, pale skin, and in severe cases, serious cardiovascular strain. Healthy way to satisfy it. Add iron-rich foods like lean red meat, chicken, turkey, beans, lentils, spinach, kale, and fortified cereals to your meals. Pair plant-based iron with vitamin C-rich foods, like citrus, bell peppers, or strawberries, to boost absorption. Avoid drinking tea or coffee right after meals, since they can block iron absorption. If ice cravings continue for weeks, don't ignore the signal. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test to check your iron and ferritin levels. Supplementation may be necessary under medical guidance. Bottom line, chewing ice isn't just a habit, it's a cry for help from your body. By addressing the root cause with proper nutrition and, if needed, medical care, you not only stop the craving but also restore your body's energy, focus, and vitality. The bigger picture, listening to your body. Cravings are not signs of weakness, they are your body's natural communication system. Think of every craving as a message in a bottle. Sometimes it's about missing nutrients, sometimes about dehydration, and other times about unmet emotional needs like comfort or stress relief. When you shift your perspective from fighting cravings to decoding them, you break free from the endless cycle of guilt and frustration. Instead, you gain the power to respond wisely and with self-care. This is where real transformation happens. For years, many of us have tried to silence cravings with willpower, diets, or quick fixes, only to end up back in the same place. But cravings aren't the problem, they're the signal. By listening to them, you learn to understand your body at a deeper level. Suddenly, instead of fearing your cravings, you can welcome them as guidance toward balance. So the next time chocolate, sugar, or salty snacks call your name, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what is my body truly asking for? Am I low on minerals, running on unstable energy, or just stressed and looking for comfort? That single moment of awareness allows you to respond with real nourishment, whether that's choosing magnesium-rich foods instead of candy, hydrating with electrolytes instead of chips, or reaching for crunchy vegetables instead of processed snacks. And here's the best part: once you begin to honor your cravings rather than ignore or judge them, something powerful happens. You gain steady energy throughout the day. Your mood becomes more stable. Stress no longer controls your eating habits. You begin to trust your body instead of battling it. Over time, these small, mindful choices add up to a stronger, healthier, and more vibrant version of you. In 2025 and beyond, true wellness isn't about strict restriction or punishing diets. It's about listening to your body's wisdom, the wisdom it has been sharing all along through cravings. By treating cravings not as obstacles, but as opportunities to nourish yourself correctly, you step into a healthier relationship with food and, more importantly, with yourself.